Chase Young may go down as one of the best defensive linemen to ever play the game of football, and for the most part, Ohio State produces a ton of great defensive linemen, and after watching today's spring game, I think the Buckeyes may have found their next monster on the defensive line. So yeah, Jack Sawyer was the #1 recruit in the country according to ESPN, and he looked like an animal today, and he will definitely make a difference these next few seasons while he is a Buckeye. I was going to wait to upload until tomorrow, as I decided to take a couple days off to prepare for the constant uploads this summer, but this was an idea I quickly wanted to address and talk about. So yeah, today we're going to quickly talk about the rise of Jack Sawyer and why he could be the next great defensive lineman for Ohio State. But before we get into it, be sure to hit that like button if you want to support what I'm doing here on YouTube, subscribe if you love college football content, suggest what topic, player, coach, or video I should do next, and be sure to turn on post notifications so you never miss when I upload. Now let's go ahead and get started. Let's briefly talk about the background of Sawyer before we talk about his future. He grew up not far from Columbus, Ohio, and before he even reached middle school, many saw him as a prodigy. When he was young, he was nicknamed Diesel for his relentless energy and his larger than expected frame, and the guy looked like a monster on the field. Quote, "I was so muscular that people would come up to my parents at the pool and ask them what my training regimen was. They'd be wondering how many times a week I was lifting and stuff like that. I mean, I was 8 years old. Eventually he got to high school and he began to show flash of dominance at Pickerington North High School during his freshman season. Because of that, he was named a 5-star recruit, and by his sophomore year, he was a top 5 player in America with scholarship offers from every school in America. Size and speed always separated him from his peers, and he was also a Division I basketball player, a great baseball player, and of course, an All-American defensive end. He loved Ohio State and chose to commit to the Buckeyes, and even skipped his senior year of high school football to enroll early and train. The biggest question mark, though, was going to be a knee injury that he had suffered when he was actually forced to play quarterback. It showed that he cared about his team and was willing to do whatever it took to win. So what happened today that turned people's heads? Well, today was Ohio State's spring football game, and in the first half, he had 3 sacks and a forced fumble, and absolutely looked like a monster, and a guy who could start from day one. Obviously, there's talent there and some depth, but he showed the ability to put pressure on the quarterback, and at the end of the day, the best player will play no matter what age. His high school coach knew all along this would happen, though. He said, quote, "I think he's going to embrace his role. He's going to love going back to being a freshman. He was a 5-star Ohio State commit as a sophomore. We would go out and every single person would know who he was. The expectations were always so high. I think he's excited to be a freshman and prove himself. He's going out with something to prove. I think he probably has less pressure now that he's a young guy again, and once again, he has something to prove." Sawyer has been ready to play for a while now, and he went to a high school just 30 minutes away from Ohio State's campus, and because of that, he got to spend time around legendary defensive line coach Larry Johnson, and he trained the likes of Chase Young and Jonathan Cooper. Sawyer's been working on his technique to become as polished as possible before arriving in Ohio State, and the guy has a lot of expectations. After the Bosa's, Chase Young, Zach Harrison, and Jonathan Cooper, Sawyer has been pegged as the next great defensive lineman, and he is not the kind of person to shy away from that sort of hype. He said, quote, "You know, honestly, I love those expectations. I'm not afraid to be the next one. Everything I'm doing is out of drive to be the next great player. I had no problem saying so either." This seems to be a guy who lives and breathes football, and combine that with his motor, his size, his attitude, and work ethic, he could be an all-time great college football player at Ohio State. I'm very excited to see how he does as a freshman and over these next 3 to 4 years. But what do you guys think? If you're an Ohio State fan, let me know what you thought of today's spring game and what you think of Jack Sawyer and his potential for the future. If you're new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and let me know another topic, player, coach, or video I could do next. And if you're still here, be sure to check out my video about Ohio State's loaded wide receiver room for the 2021 season. Hope to see you guys again soon, but until next time, peace.